Hello everyone, myself Arun, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to see an interesting example of why it is important to follow the general opening principles and the importance of good opening play. I've seen a lot of beginner players making this mistake. They'll randomly move the pieces in the opening and finally they will lose a lot of material, their position will get worse and they will not even think why they lost. They'll move on to a different game. But it's good to stop there, and if you analyze your games properly and if you see some miniature games where the grandmasters beating the lower rated player in the simul exhibitions, you learn a lot from those games as well as analyzing your own games. So this is again a miniature game which we are going to see now, where white neglects the good opening principles. So in this game, white opens with a pawn to f4. Definitely not for beginners, right? It's always good to play either pawn to e4, which is a king's pawn opening, or pawn to d4, which is a queen's pawn opening. Let's say, for example, after pawn to e4, the move pawn to e4 controls the center, some of the important central squares, and it also opens the line for the bishop as well as the queen, right? But the move f4, I'm not saying that the move f4 is totally bad. It is good, but not for the beginners, right? Even grandmasters, if you see the world championship games, they will never play this opening. So black plays knight to f6 in our game. Now white plays c4. Very weird. Black continues with the pawn to d5. Pawn captures pawn, knight captures pawn. Now pawn to d3. Again, all these moves are totally aimless. Black plays pawn to e5, trying to punish white by sacrificing the pawn. White accepts the pawn sacrifice, f into e5. Now comes bishop to b4 check. Now white plays bishop to d2, and in this position, black immediately plays the move knight to e3, attacking the queen. White cannot capture the knight with the bishop because it's pinned by the black bishop on b4. Queen to c1 is the better move in this position, but in our game we have queen to a4 check. Surprisingly, after this move, white's queen is lost. Please pause the video and try to find the best move for black here. The move is pawn to b5. The idea behind this pawn to b5 is, if queen captures on b5 means we have bishop to d7, and after queen to b7 we have bishop to c6. Now white has to capture the bishop, after which knight to c2 forks the king and the queen. So this is what happened in the game. Let's go back to this position. After pawn to b5, some of you may be asking why not queen captures bishop, but in that case we have knight to c2, again forking the king and the queen, winning easily. Let's go back. Instead of queen captures pawn or queen captures bishop, white can also continue with queen to b3, right? But in that case we have again bishop to e6, attacking the queen. Now there is no escape squares for the queen available because the knight is covering the d1, c2, the bishop is covering the c3, a3, the pawn is covering the c4 and the a4 square. Bishop is attacking the queen. Now again white is forced to capture the bishop. As we know already, if queen captures bishop, we have knight to c2, winning the queen. So as a moral, we can see in the beginner level, good opening play is very important. Try to put the pawns in the middle of the board. Try to play some classical openings like pawn to e4 or pawn to d4. As a black, for e4 it's always good to play e5, and for d4 it's also good to play d5. So those openings are very much important. It teaches you a lot. That's it everyone. I hope you like this video. Please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Bye for now.